Hello, Forest Road students, parents, families, and welcome back to a brand new school year. My name is Mr. Tisha, and I'm the music teacher here at Forest Road. And in this video, I'd like to share just a few of the things that we're planning to do in music class for the school year of 2021 2022. Now, before I get started, I'd like to bring it to your attention that in the description area of the video right below, you will see some timestamps, and clicking on those different timestamps will allow you to go back and forth between the different sections and topics of the video. So after you watch the whole thing or right from the start, feel free to click on the areas, on the sections that interest you and your child. So let's get started. So the first topic that I'd like to address is our concerts and our public music performances here at Forest Road. Now, for obvious reasons, this year we will not be able to hold our regular concerts and musical performances on the stage, but we will possibly organize some smaller group performances and most likely a virtual concert, just like we did last year. By the way, if you are new to Forest Road this year and you haven't seen our virtual concert from last year when we were actually on Zoom, not in person, I'm going to place a link for that virtual concert at the bottom, and feel free to take some time to watch it. That's a good way to see some of the things that we do in music class, even though last year we were quite limited because we were not in class. The children recorded in their homes, and I took all of those recordings and combined them into a musical performance. But still, you get a pretty good idea of some of the things that we do in music class. So take a minute to click on that link if you want when you're done watching this video, and hopefully you would enjoy watching our virtual concerts from last year. For the same obvious reasons, we are not able to organize chorus at Forest Road this year. Now, chorus is usually offered to students in 5th and 6th grade, and every year we've had very large numbers of students join in, 85, 90, 95 students. We even had one chorus one year made of 104 students, so that was exciting. Obviously, we can't do that this year, but instead, we're going to offer guitar class and piano class to students in grades 2 through 6. Outside of music class, this will happen at lunch and recess in a small group setting, a group of 7 or 8 children, so you can spread out in the room. Now, I can't share too much information about this in this video, but if you have a child that you think might benefit or might be interested in joining these classes, again, in grades 2 through 6, you should look for an email from me sometime next week. We did offer a guitar class and piano class last year on Zoom, and we had as many as, I think, some 86 students join in, and that was a very positive experience for me and for the students. So I encourage you to consider it. Now, regarding general music instruction, I do see every class in the school, in every grade level, 2 times every week for 30 minutes at a time. So I will see every student in the school 2 times a week for 30 minutes each time. Now, this year, because we are wearing masks in school, our singing activities in music class, I'm going to postpone them for a later time, just because wearing a mask is not very conducive to proper singing. We learn how to sing with a good projection, and just wearing a mask when you sing is not the best thing that you can do. So just so you know, this year we're going to focus, as far as our hands-on music is concerned, we're going to focus a lot on instrumental music. Students in 1st and 2nd grade will spend a lot of time in music class exploring and reviewing basic music skills, basic music elements, basic music theory, such as music notation, for example. You can see behind me, I have this on the board because this week we were already reviewing this with all of my classes. We see an example of some melodic notation with the notes on the staff, the line notes and the space notes, and also some rhythmic notation at the bottom. The top notes would be played on a melodic instrument, maybe a xylophone or something, and the bottom line would be played on a non-pitched percussion instrument such as a hand drum or a tambourine, or even body percussion such as clapping, snapping, stomping, that sort of thing. So generally speaking, 1st and 2nd grade throughout the year, through different types of activities would focus on becoming very familiar with basic music concepts, basic music theory, music notation, and that sort of thing. Students in third grade music class would spend some time reviewing some of the things they already learned in first and second grade. And one main topic, one main activity in third grade is learning how to play the recorder. All students, all Forest Shore students in grades 3, 4, 5, and 6 play the recorder, so we learn how to play for the first time in third grade. So if you're a third grade parent, you should look for an email from me in the next 2 weeks that will tell you how you can get a recorder for your child. We use different books, different materials, and by the end of the year, usually the students are able to play simpler songs like that. And I even had some classes that by the end of the year were able to play Beethoven's Ode to Joy right there. That's typically a fourth grade song, but I did have some classes that were able to play that song in third grade. So that's one main activity that we get very busy with in third grade, learning how to play the recorder. We also take some time in third grade to learn about the instrument families. We talk about the strings family, woodwinds, brass, percussion, keyboard, and we learn about different instruments that go in those families and just complete a few projects that enable us to learn about the different instruments and the different families. Students in fourth grade music class also review some of the things they learned in first and second grade, also continue to play the recorder. We always have a major project in fourth grade for our recorder playing. Every student in fourth grade is encouraged to learn Ode to Joy by Beethoven, and we play this in different ways, in larger groups, in smaller groups, individually, with piano accompaniment. So this is one major piece that we practice in fourth grade and even test on towards the end of the year. We also introduce the guitar and the piano in a classroom setting. This is different from guitar and piano class at lunch and recess. I do introduce the guitar and the piano to all of my classes in fourth through sixth grade 2 or 3 times throughout the year. Also in fourth grade, we spent a lot of time learning about composers. Composers in the last 400 years or so, 500 years. We begin with the Renaissance period and the Baroque period, the classical period, Romantic period, modern period, and we select well-known and lesser-known composers from those periods and learn about their lives and their music and the repertoire they wrote, and create. I have the students create presentations that they share with each other in class, enabling us to learn about different composers that way. So fourth grade, recorders, guitar and piano, to some extent, some review of music theory, and lots of work with learning about the lives of the composers and the music of different composers from different historical periods. Students in fifth grade music class continue to review some music theory elements that they learned in previous years. They also play recorders in music class, as well as some guitar and piano music, like everybody else in fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. And we also spent a lot of time in fifth grade learning about multicultural music. We learned about music from different parts of the world, and the students usually create projects in groups of 6 or 7 students. They create projects, they're assigned a different country, and they create a presentation in which they share with the rest of the class things they learned about the music of that country. Usually those presentations involve 4 sections. We talk about a brief history of the country. We talk about people and places. We talk about customs and traditions. And then we tie it all together with the 4th section, which is on music. And we include musical samples and videos and different kinds of elements like that. So throughout 5th grade, your students, your children, my students will spend a lot of time learning about multicultural music, music from around the world. Students in 6th grade music class We'll spend a lot of time reviewing most and hopefully all of the music theory concepts they learned since first grade, things like what you see behind me and lots more. We also play the recorder in sixth grade, as well as a little bit of guitar and piano music, like all students in fourth, fifth, and sixth grade do. And again, this is besides our guitar and piano classes offered at lunch. This is part of general music class. Also, one main topic of study in sixth grade is we look at popular music in the last 70 years. So we start somewhere in the middle of the 20th century, somewhere in the mid 1950s, and with people like Chuck Berry, and we learn about rock and roll, and we move up by decade, and we learn about people like the Beatles and Elvis, and basically the students create projects in which they share about bands and recording artists from different time periods in the last 7 decades or so, and also from different music genres. So we learn about rock and roll and jazz and blues and country and pop. And it's really exciting to see the students learn about artists that maybe they never heard of, and also share about artists that they really like, because for some of the projects I allow them to pick the artist or the band. So it's really exciting to see them take ownership of that presentation and really share about a band or artist or music that they really like. There's no way I can share everything that we do in music class in just one video, so I'll bring this video to a close right here. And what I'll try to do this year is what I've done in previous years. I'll try to maybe every month, maybe every couple of months, I'll try to share via email or via video with parents some of the more specific things that we do in music class, and that way I can keep you up to date. If you have any questions for me regarding general music class, piano class, guitar class, maybe you're a new family in the community and you have a fifth grader who needs to buy a new recorder, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. The best way to reach out right now is by email, and you can see my address at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching the video. Now remember that this video has timestamps at the bottom, so if you want to go back and watch just specific sections that apply to you and your child only, you can click on the different timestamps and only watch those sections that you want to watch. Also, if you haven't seen our virtual concert from last year, remember that I do have a link at the bottom for that, so feel free to watch, and I hope that you enjoy. Welcome back to a brand new school year. I hope that we all have a great year. All the best to you and your family, and hope to see you around. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.